mean, people are going to be mad when they get fired from a place or laid off. I mean,
That's
Entitled.
'goes with
100%.
anything.
And we are
Entitled
live.
devs.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Fun Speculation Podcast in the PM Ultimate thing. Glad you are all here. Thank you for tuning in to another week of us being back and lots of stuff to talk about this week. A little bit of a slow news week, but not as slow as last week. I would say there's been some shenanigans online, some different reports of different things, and we also actually do have some kind of cool big news regarding a huge franchise that we're all fans of here, and we got a release date and some more information regarding Battlefield. So looking forward to talking about that. But I hope you all are having a good one. Thank you all again for being here, and we are joined by the one and only Pong Soul. What's up, Pong?
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yeah, what a week here. Kind of a slow news week, but like you said, Mav, a couple interesting points. First things first, Godspeed to Hulk Hogan. Whatever you thought about him personally, I don't care. He was a massive part of my childhood, and just an iconic entertainment figure. So, Godspeed, good sir.
And
you were
Ozzy
one of a kind.
Osbourne too.
And
man.
Ozzy Osbourne this
Yeah.
week as well, which was kind of fitting, doing his last show, and then and then deciding it was time to go. Obviously, I mean, again, obviously that was it. Again, I haven't heard how it exactly went down, but obviously it sounds like that's kind of how he wanted to do it, or he kind of knew this was the time. So, what a perfect way to go out for a legend himself, obviously. And obviously, I've been watching a whole lot of people do interviews with some of the rock legends that are still alive, just praising Ozzy for what he did for metal in particular. But yeah, what a week, man. A couple big losses. Other than that, video game wise, man, great to be here. Great to see everybody on the Thursday night for the XPM and the PM FSP Ultimate Mavcast we got tonight. So this is going to be freaking fun. So as always, and we got Fuzzy to start the show tonight, which is always great too, as well. And he did bring the tidbits. I know a lot of people in the chat like the tidbits. Gaming wise, listen, I am in Crazy Town, USA. Okay. You guys will care nothing about what I'm currently gaming, even though I have a million things. Okay. So that's where I'm at. I can sit here and talk about, Redfall, if you really want to, in 2025. I fired up Redfall again. I could talk about Back for Blood if you want to talk about single player Back for Blood, and it's actually playing really great. I finally picked up the Ultimate Edition because it was on sale for $10 again, and it's play anywhere. So I picked it up. I was just like, screw it. I've been wanting to play it again. But none of you want to hear any of that shit. None of you. It's not cool, man. Neither of those two games
relevant,
are cool.
Pong. It's not
No,
relevant.
it's not even not relevant. Those games dropped off the relevancy when they first launched, like almost immediately. Like Back for Blood lasted a while because people were trying to give it a chance, but then most people found out or decided that it wasn't Left 4 Dead, and so it was terrible and it was done. We had some good times in it early on, but no. So I've been playing those two. Otherwise, Greedland, again, that Vampire Survivors game that I plugged all last week on all the shows. I continue to rock in that. Again, you could spend your $12 in a lot worse ways than picking up Greedland if you're a Vampire Survivors fan, or even if you're a twin stick shooter fan. I just pick it up and drop it in your library and play it every once in a while. It's such a freaking great game. So I've been doing that. And I guess the only current relevant thing, but again, most people won't care outside of me and Mav. I did fire up and play through the opening intro, and obviously Character Creator was a long portion of my opening intro to Neverwinter Nights 2, the remaster. So I did fire that up finally.
What
over
class
the weekend.
did you go with?
Wizard. I always go
Wizard. Right on.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Wizard. I love being a wizard. I might multi-class in this one. We'll see. But I love the way the wizard class plays in the old school AD&D rules, which are what these old games use as the rule sets. I love all the different freaking spells. I did a generalized. I didn't do a specialized, so I can use all the spells from all the different. Well, I can't even think about it. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Anyways, so I can use all the spells. So that's what I do. But I played through the intro. A Character Creator took me a long time, even though the character creator itself, as far as your face and stuff, there's not a whole lot to choose from at all. But I did not do the kind of like they give you pre-builds if you want to do a pre-build. I don't do that shit. So I actually went through and picked everything, including backgrounds and all that kind of stuff.
Do you look for a portrait that kind of matches the way your character looks?
Yes, absolutely, I do. Of course, man. You have to. You got to try to. You got to try to flesh that out. So, but yeah, that thing is playing great. Of course, it's on PC. I'm playing off of PC. But that thing's playing great. It is a remaster, right? For sure. But so it's got the older style to it, obviously, still, but it does play very smooth. And frame wise, all that shit's great on my PC. Nothing but a blast. Brings me right back. Again, I had started replaying Neverwinter Nights 1 in preparation for this. I want to get back to that. That's not remastered, so that's the old school keyboard, mouse, and everything. Having the controller on Neverwinter Nights 2 now, Mav, is pretty damn nice, bro.
Yeah.
So it feels pretty good. So yeah, so that's all I did for gaming this week. Again, this is going to be my life, so for a while. So, but if I do play something new, you guys are going to hear about it for sure. It's just I got nothing right now. So I did get new toys this week, Mav.
I saw that you got a Galaxy tablet and a new phone.
Yeah,
have you tried cloud gaming on the tablet yet?
I've not tried cloud gaming yet. I was planning on doing it, but I got late last night and I didn't get it done because obviously I got a Bluetooth controller to it. I did bring up the Xbox and looked at see how it started up and everything. Everything's looking great there. Man, that screen is gorgeous.
It's the OLED,
that's an S10
right?
Plus.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the AMOLED. It's freaking gorgeous. I pulled up a movie on Prime just to check it out. I pulled up Saving Private Ryan. Yo, I was like, no way. I haven't owned a tablet and I don't know how long, right? So I was like, holy shit, this thing is gorgeous, man. So yeah, I can't wait. As soon as I do fire it up, like I made a post, I will be trying out cloud gaming on this thing just to see how it plays. So got a couple new toys. So I've been fooling with those too.
I think it's like I got the 9 because mine's like 2 years old, a year and a half, something like that. Cloud gaming on this thing is freaking amazing.
I know, that's why I said that, because I've been listening to you talk about it nonstop, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to try it, right? I'm not the phone guy, but since I'm gonna have a controller hooked up to this thing, right? I'm like, okay. I just got my keyboard case too, so I'll have the keyboard hooked up to it.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I was fooling with those too. That took away some of my gaming time too, because obviously new toys, new tech. And they talk to each other, of course, because they're both Samsung. So I got all that going as well. So yeah, I've been fooling around with all of that. I love, even though I'm not the biggest tech guy, like you're not gonna talk to me about the chipsets and the shit like that. But man, just fooling around with new tech and kind of seeing where they're going with things. And this time around, I've been resistant to linking everything. Like I've been really, because I started a long time ago in cell phones and in tech when they first started listening to all your shit and then wanting you to add, your bank cards everywhere and all that I've been real resistant to doing that. I finally said, screw it. They've got as much information on me as they want to at this point. Like we're past that point. I'm not hiding shit. I'm not doing any weird shit. So I'm like, screw it. So I linked everything together. So like everything's seamless now. Like it's crazy. So anyways,
it reminds me of when the Kinect first came out and it was like, I'm not putting a camera in my living room because I don't want people to see what I'm doing.
Totally.
But like they got a cell phone in their pocket with the camera on it that's never covered up.
We found out that they're constantly, and the TVs are now listening to everything. We found that out as well. Whatever, bro. They've got everything.
It was
if you're a bad person, they already have a huge file on you. So just saying. Whatever.
Well, how you been, Fuzzy? I know you got a lot going on right now.
I've been doing pretty good. Been trying to get some podcast rooms finished up and just finding out today after getting the measurements and all that earlier this week that the flooring that we chose won't come in until second week in August. It's like 2 weeks, no, more like three and a half. So it is what it is. But outside of that, man, just glad to be here with you guys. Also, just been playing my usual favorite games, like still playing GT7, still playing, Forza Horizon 5, still playing The Division 2. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's one of those games until Division 3 lands. I don't think I'm going to stop playing. And every now and then I visit like Division 1, but it's like I want Division 3 to be a nice like blend of those two where there's like seasons and there's snowfall and Maybe they can get something along the lines of like First Ascendant, where you have like live players in the light zone, so that way you can, you hear gunfire, you go there, you help them out, and then you're in that mission. That would be kind of cool if they can get that all done. And especially considering Massive canceled, I guess it was Outlaws 2. So yeah, yeah. Just having fun with my old favorites. Nothing really new just yet. I think I might wind up downloading was it Wuchang Fallen Feather here at some point, but in the meantime, just going with the comfort games, I guess you could say for me, and just taking up time with those. But man, just been looking at people argue over silly things
that
on the
don't
internet.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'd rather spend that time playing the games instead of arguing, well, who should sell more and why this should never happen. No, just I don't know. But we're here, and we're gonna definitely get into that Battlefield, because Battlefield, man, those clips. EA, I'm still gonna let you guys be the guinea pig, but we'll get more into it, because they burned me a couple of times, and I'll wait for your guys' feedback, like after day one patch feedback kind of stuff, before I give them any money.
Fuzzy? It's still gonna be biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be biased. Still, our opinions, because we love Battlefield. I'm gonna tell you it's the greatest thing ever, no matter what. No. That's a good idea. If you've been burned a lot of times or whatever else. Plus, the beta will tell us a lot, because the 2042 beta had a lot of red flags.
Well, except on your Xbox, Pong.
Well, except on my Xbox, but I mean, there was still the hit detection wasn't great. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that from the beginning. That was a massive problem, right? Out the gate, they didn't have the leaderboard. We had known that before they launched as well, that they weren't going to have the leaderboard ready. The server performance wasn't great when we first started the beta, which is always a Battlefield problem, at least from basically 3 on. It's been a Battlefield problem. So we will know a lot from this beta, but we'll talk about it. So anyways, we'll let you know, Fuzz. We're going to be beta boys.
Yeah, as far as me, man, I also got Neverwinter Nights 2, Enhanced Edition.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm running Druid. I've played probably about as much as you have.
I like Druid too.
Couple hours in, there's a whole festival thing I did at the beginning, and man, it still holds up, dude. I think it holds up better than Neverwinter Nights 1 does. Even the Enhanced Edition for that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I was playing this with mouse and keyboard. And Neverwinter Nights 1, I was playing on controller on the Xbox, and it was getting into the menus and stuff kind of felt a little weird and stuff like that, but
it wasn't great controller support, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's where I kind of had a little bit of trouble with that. But Neverwinter Nights 1 is my favorite of the 2 games from the past, right? But Neverwinter Nights 2 was kind of maybe not as much my favorite back in the day, because my PC just back then could barely run the thing, Right. So I never really got a good experience with it, and so now that this Enhanced Edition came out, it polished it up enough to where it feels like really playable, in a good way, and I think that it's going to be a fun time, because man, it's those old school CRPG mechanics and stuff, and it's the skill system, the class system, all that. I think Neverwinter Nights does it better than almost every CRPG or RPG I ever played. That includes Baldur's Gate games. It includes any of them. I just absolutely fell in love with the class system back in the day from Neverwinter Nights. So looking forward to playing more of that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 Remastered. It's still got a 6-man. I did a stream the other night for that, and I've been playing kind of it's like my casual hop on kind of play for a little while kind of game right now. I've been playing that on PC and on Xbox, flipping between the two. In my bedroom, playing it on the Xbox. When I come in here, I'll play it on the PC. And then I also got CarX Street. This is one that I remember.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yep.
Steele talking about before. I've seen seeing it on the Xbox dashboard all the time, because it's pretty successful game on there, I think. And I think it was Brett Bingham hit me up and it was like, hey, he got it, and he was checking it out. He said some things like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on it. And yeah, dude, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. pleasantly surprised by it. It handles really well. It doesn't have licensed cars, but it has like cars that look like licensed cars.
They look like 'em.
Yeah, and the just overall feel and look of the game, like the way the cars handle and stuff, it's kind of got that old school feel to it. The story and the character voices and stuff seem a little AI.
Okay.
Like I don't know. It seems a little bit like, is this even real people speaking, or I don't know. But it's been fun so far playing that a little bit. I don't have too much time into it, but then like Fuzzy,
was that
GT.
game?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to just say real quick: is that game play anywhere, or is it just either console or PC kind of?
I don't know. I got it on PC because it was $10 less there.
Okay.
So it was $20 on Xbox, $30 on, or it was $30 on Xbox, $20 on PC. So I got it on PC. But yeah, I don't know if progress transfers over or any of that kind of stuff.
I just looked it up, Fuzzy, CarX Street. No, there's nothing like that. It's just straight console or Xbox cross-platform multiplayer. So
okay,
it's got that. It doesn't have any cross save, doesn't have any.
Yeah, but I guess we could play together if you got on an Xbox.
Yeah, doesn't have anything.
Yeah. I'll probably want to get it on PC because what I'm thinking of is doing a mod to put the licensed cars in it, kind of thing, or possibly just put logos on and stuff.
I mean, literally, they are like they're ripped models. Fuzzy, when you're looking at them, they're like literally ripped. The Porsches look exactly like the Porsches. Like, it's crazy. Well, that's cool to hear, Matt, because I know you were looking for racing games. So
I've
did mention that one. So
all over the racing games lately. Been playing more Forza Motorsport. Been playing some GT7. Been playing
nice.
A little bit of everything. I've tried Assetto Corsa. I still need to do the mods on that to get it like up to snuff. I think there's another game that I talked about before called BMNG Drive. I've been kind of playing that a little bit too. Yeah, those are just kind of like chill. Yeah, that was your recommendation, Fuzz, too. Both of those were. But yeah, those are kind of like chill games, you know. I've been having fun kind of enjoying those and Tony Hawk for the most part. But yeah, man, there's been a lot of stuff to play. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to, and we just got another announcement of a release date of a highly anticipated game for us with Battlefield 6. Now, Fuzzy is on the wait and see approach, which is plenty fair to say the least with the last launch of Battlefield 2042. Although, despite the issues, Pong, Steel, and we had an absolute blast with Battlefield 2042. We played through for a while, even with the issues, and when the updates hit, we saw the improvements right away, and we just had a blast around launch time with that game. And then it's one that we kind of go back to occasionally, here and there over the last couple years, you know. But yeah, it's been like 3 years, 4 years since Battlefield 2042. 3 maybe
4, I think.
4?
Did we look this up once? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
2042.
Time flies by, man, because last week I put out a post about this.
2021. So November 19th.
November 19th, 2021. So it's been 4 years. Wow. On YouTube, notification popped up and said, "Hey, it's been 5 years." When I was looking at the YouTube stuff, so yeah, we've been around. Fun Speculation has now officially turned 5. So that cool. Shows you how fast time is flying. And Battlefield 2042, seems like it came out 2 years ago, man. It does. I don't know, but yeah, I guess it's been 4 years. So props to them for not having a 10-year development cycle like it seems like most big budget AAA games have these days. But it's also for Battlefield. I mean, we're used to waiting 2-3 years, I think, between them. So this is actually
spending $500 million though.
Yeah, this is a pretty big gap. But I'm glad they didn't give up on it after the launch, the last one, and be like, oh no, we can't do this, we suck or whatever. You know, they were like, hey, no, we're going all in on Battlefield still. I'm still like, I'm not worried about me enjoying the game. I am still worried about EA fumbling things though with the launch and stuff, because like every time they say they're gonna fix something or do something, we learned our lesson. We'll never do that again, which is what they were saying after Battlefield 2042 launch. We we thought it was good enough. Is kind of the words that they were saying, but we were wrong. And then I remember that there was rumors that this was going to be a spring release for 2026, like a March to April type release. And now we are here getting an October release date. And for me, that's kind of like, why? When before it was coming from, I think it was coming from them that was kind of putting out there.
It was their financials that would be released before April of 2026.
Okay.
So technically they never said it wasn't going to release this year. The financial call that they had said it would release before April, whatever, the start of their new quarter or whatever.
Right.
April 2026. I think it was April 1st, 2026. So
that's
why
where
everybody just kind of assumed they were queuing in for that. Nobody knew that they were this far along. Obviously the gameplay that we've seen leaked kind of told us that it was going to be. Now there is rumors that they cut the campaign way down from what it was, right? That was part of that whole the culture thing internally at the studio, the battles that they've been having internally, and one of them was the campaign wound up getting cut down to a shorter campaign, like 6 hours or something like that. That's what people were saying. So maybe that's how they're getting it out the door in October, is by cutting things back a little bit, which I said, if you're going to start small and build off of it, that's fine. Yeah. So if they don't have 20 maps at launch, I'm not going to be out here bitching. I don't care. If they come out with 10, 12 good maps and they're going to build out from there, that's all I care about, is that Zampella team is going to be able to build out on this one.
I mean, even with 2042, I mean, the amount of content that came out post-launch and everything for that game was like they were hitting their cadence with the seasons and plenty of good content. Wasn't even
what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Remember? Because they were supposed to build out all the old maps, right? And they kind of stopped doing that when they kind of trimmed back after it wasn't a success, right? There was one time when they were going to cancel the whole thing, where they were just going to not have anybody on it, remember? And then they decided to actually try. So, yeah, we did get a lot of content still, for sure.
So the Battlefield 6 trailer dropped today. I watched it right before the show. One thing they do is put out great trailers that look amazing. I don't let it really judge anything for me, because what are you going to get from a Battlefield 2042 trailer or a Battlefield 6 trailer is going to be this high octane, crazy, insanely good looking explosions and shit everywhere, and crazy battlefield moments is what they call them, and all this kind of stuff, right? And it's like, when the game releases, we'll see what the actual game is, right? But those trailers always sell really well. Like, as far as like, oh my god, Battlefield's back, baby! Battlefield is fucking back. So I know that they're gonna have a lot of hype and a lot of excitement. They're gonna have the betas and all this other kind of stuff rolling. We'll see how what I'm worried about is the community reaction when it launches will end. Like, will that propel the game to success, or will it take away from the potential success of the game? Because last year's launch was a disaster from that aspect. For us, it was still fun, right? So we'll have to wait and see on that for sure. And will they have learned their lesson and release a fully featured, polished game at launch? That's the biggest question. Now, Fuzzy, you said you're waiting on day one patch type feedback from us and stuff. Do you think EA will have learned their lesson from the past and try and bring the community, kind of gain the confidence back for a good launch, I should say?
I think they will definitely give it that old college try, as far as making sure everything is a smooth landing. I think there might be like one or two minor sticking points, but it'll be something along the lines of, like, they completely do away with the operators thing, or is there still a hybrid? Because that's the one thing I haven't paid as much attention to.
They announced for the beta there's going to be both. They're going to have servers where the weapons are locked, and they're going to have servers where the weapons are open.
Okay.
So they're probably going to do gauge interest that way and see what people. So all the old school Battlefield fans, I need you all to show up and be beta boys and beta girls and jump into the locked servers, please jump into the lock servers en masse, because we need to show everybody that that's the way it needs to be done. Anyways, sorry, I'm up.
Yeah. So at least they're making steps in that regard, even if they have to do like the A/B test kind of thing. That's definitely a good sign. I expect their servers are going to be under capacity because that's just an EA and Battlefield thing. Hey, we're going to sell 10 million copies. Well, there's 12 million people trying to get in, so it's like I expect that kind of stuff. But based on the trailer, I'm hoping vehicle contact into buildings does do well, not necessarily the destruction they show, but actual destruction. Because I remember times where I think even in 2042, you just like flying into some of the buildings, whether intentional to get that sniper or not. Yeah, it didn't really bode anything. But yeah, I think they would have learned some of the lessons, but they're bound to miss one or two things that they'll get fixed hopefully within like the first couple of weeks or by like a day one patch. I think the big thing is going to be making sure that this beta isn't like an old build. Try to hopefully make sure it's a fairly recent build. I think that will be a great step forward, because that was like the biggest question. Well, how much can they change from the supposed old build now? Like, is all this stuff fixed? And we found out that old build may not have been so old last time, but yeah, I think they will have learned. But EA can sometimes step on or trip over their own 2 feet, but they've been doing pretty good with Madden and college football, and college football was probably their bigger standout of fixing some of the wrongs of what they've been doing with Madden over the years, and just sticking to the plan and listening to at least the main player base, not necessarily the influencer aspects of it altogether, but we'll see. I expect to be in the beta with you guys, or at least trying some stuff out. And like I said, I will be flying into buildings, not anything sadistic or anything, just testing stuff out, because there are times where snipers will piss you off, and if missiles aren't taking them out, there's always one way: just knock the building down on them. So yeah, that's all.
Shout out to the chat. Caper Grant 692 hit us with a 5 Canadian that says, played the alpha for Battlefield 6, and the only thing I'm gonna say is destruction is chef's kiss. Well, hey,
Nice.
that's amazing to hear, Caper Grant. Because destruction is something that's been kind of like it's been a little bit missing from what we grew to love in the past, for sure. KY Bob, welcome to the speculators, and he follows that up saying, I'm back. Yeah, choo choo motherfuckers. Hey, KY Bob, thanks for joining this speculation train, or the crazy train, in honor of Ozzy Osbourne. But yeah, shout out to you. I appreciate you, KY. All right, man. Like, also Talos Ray had a question too about the beta. Like, is there only is there closed beta and open beta, or is it just all open, or?
We don't know yet how it's going to roll out. They're going to give us supposedly more information to lock it down this end of the month when they do the big reveal.
Yeah.
Because again, they announced today
July 31st
this is the
for the reveal.
Yeah, this was the campaign trailer. The multiplayer
Yeah.
trailer is the 31st, because that's a part of the 3-day event that they're going to have with all the streamers and the influencers. It's going to be closed for the first 2 days, and then the 31st they're going to release the trailer for the multiplayer, and then they're going to have live gameplay like Call of Duty does, right? They're going to do the same exact kind of scenario Call of Duty does. They're going to have interviews with the devs. They're going to blow out the game on the 31st and then give us the exact how the beta is going to work. I'm assuming there might be a closed period, and then they'll open it up like most games do, right? They might have a pre-order beta. If you pre-order the game, might have a beta, and then open it up for a weekend or two after that. We'll see, but that's when we're supposed to hear more.
Yeah, official release is October 10th, and I know at least 2 people that will be there day and date. And you're looking at them right here with the cameras on.
I'm gonna be busy as shit. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, but I still have that game. I can guarantee.
Yeah, and so there's been a little bit of speculation on the pricing, because I saw it said like €80, but people don't know what that translates to for USD 100%. Is it going to be a $80 game? Is it going to be a $70 game? They haven't announced that yet, but I guess we will find out. I'm hoping it's not 80. I'm hoping it's 70. Speaking of, a company that did announce to make their games $80 for the big holiday releases has rescinded that decision, with refunds going out for the people that have already pre-ordered. And that company is none other than our own beloved Xbox. Outer Worlds 2 pre-orders that have been pre-ordered at $80, they've been refunding the $10 extra, and they have decided that, hey, this was a bad idea. We're going to do $70. And yeah, I'm happy about that. I wonder what the decision was behind that. Do you think, because I've seen a lot of speculation about this online, Pong, do we think it's low pre-order numbers, or do we think it's, them looking at it in general about the industry and, hey, people aren't buying $80 games or what's the decision behind Xbox saying that this was a bad idea?
I'd love to give, and I'll still give kudos for doing it. It's a great thing, right? So I'll give kudos, right, that they dropped it back. So for sure. And I said that when it happened, I posted it and said, great decision, right? It had to be done. But am I going to think that am I going to sit here and believe that internally it was out of the goodness or kindness of their heart? No, no, we're past that point. We're past that point with all these companies anymore. No, this is because their pre-sale numbers suck for it, which, again, a lot of people, the minute that the $80 price point was said, especially on Steam, again, that's like a big no-no. You killed any momentum for that game. Yes, fans of Obsidian, fans of Outer Worlds 2, they will grumble and they will show up like me, right? But I got Game Pass, so it really doesn't matter to me. But I'm saying, like, if Battlefield 6 is $80, you think I'm going to sit out at Battlefield 6? No, it won't be one of those games that I sit out on, right? I'll buy the Ultimate Edition, just like I did for 2042. So, but again, when they announced $80, there was a ton of pushback already against it, and you're already fighting an uphill battle because Outer Worlds isn't the biggest IP, Mav. It was critically acclaimed. I love the first one. I'm going to go back and finish the first one that I started playing a few months ago. Before the second one comes out, I'm going to try to finish it. Love it, but it wasn't a critical success. It had longer legs, and they wound up. What did they wind up selling? Did they wind up selling 3 or 5 million? I can't remember. Can't remember what the last update was. Outer Worlds sales.
Overall, it did
5 million copies.
Pretty good.
5 million copies globally, but that took from 2019, and I think they announced the 5 million in 2024. I want to say 5 years. So no, it's not bad. It's just not the biggest IP in the world, right? And you come out and you have a great showing. Obviously, I loved what I saw. If you like Outer Worlds, you're going to love Outer Worlds 2. They're taking it back even further and focus more on the RPG stuff. So I was all excited for it. But the minute you say $80 and then you try to force $80 over on Steam, you're nuts. It's been proven time and time again. You're killing any type of hype and momentum on the PC side. Yes, the fans will still show up and buy it, but most people on PC won't even give it a second glance. Right. And then you had the console people also say $80 for Outer Worlds 2. Really? $80? This is your first game out the gate that you're going to do, Xbox, for $80? Is this? And so I'm sure they saw the pre-sale numbers internally, Mav, and they realized that they had made a big, giant mistake. Mm-hmm. Loved how Obsidian tackled announcing this, acting as if it was, all along corporate greed, and they were against corporate greed, falling in line with the Outer Worlds 2 themes, right? I thought it was fantastic how they played it off and all that kind of shit. It was really well done. That's why I said great decision. But yeah, it's not out of the goodness of their. It's the pre-sale numbers suck.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that happened when the games first switched to 70. We actually saw a lot of AAA type titles not sell as well as they had been in the past, right?
And we're already getting that. We're already getting that. Sorry, Matt, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
but you're speaking to something that was in the back of my head too, and I forgot to say it. But we are starting to see this in the industry now. Circana and all these kinds of things are starting to come up now, where subscription spending is up. right? Subscription
Yeah.
spending is up, but actual buying elsewhere in the video game industry is down, especially from the younger crowds. There is word on the street from multiple different publishers and devs that people are becoming more selective with their buying. I think we just heard this from a couple devs this week, that they're starting to see a more selective group, and that's due to pricing increases. It eventually catches up with everybody, Mav, and it eventually, like we all said, the $80 price point, if that becomes the norm, right? Or we go to this variable pricing, I will be much more selective. Now, again, like I said, will there be games that I certainly, no way. Elder Scrolls 6, if I had to buy it, if Game Pass exists, of course I'm gonna freaking buy it. I'm gonna say some shit that I don't like the $80 price point, but I'm gonna buy it. Like, there's gonna be games that I do splurge on, but I will wait a lot more on a lot more games, like I do with like Assassin's Creed, etc., for sales. Like, I will wait to see how the performance is from those games, because again, when you bump it up to 80, the expectations as gamers should rise as well. No more fucking broken games. No more day one patch bullshit. No more, oh, we know, we're really sorry. Give us a little bit of time, 30, 60 days, we'll have a patch for the. No, we couldn't get it to 60 frames. We just didn't have it, no, like, that's going to start causing people to pull back on their game buying. But even the 70, I think, is now catching up, Mav. And I think as real life has gotten more and more normal again, as we come out of, the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, everybody's starting to look at gaming and go, do I really need to buy all these games day one? Do I really need to spend all this money day one? Am I able to play all these games? And most people are answering no. And I think that we're seeing a part of that as well.
I think part of it too is because, like, games, we've reached a point where games that came out 10 years ago are still playable today, right? Where because because like the jump in technology and stuff isn't the same as, like, back in the 80s or early 90s. 10 years difference for a game then was like insane. I mean, it's just like it was absolutely nuts. And now you can have a game that's 10 years old kind of get like an update or a patch or remaster or something, and it's like, I've been playing Tony Hawk 3 and 4, right? And it's like, wow, this is incredible. I'm super happy with this game, or if you have a game like fucking Fortnite, I don't even know how old it is now, but you could just go into that game and it's like, well, it's just infinitely playable, right? These kids are still playing Roblox. It came out forever ago, like, there's all these games now that we could just keep being able to continuously play, and we're kind of content with a lot of the games that are out there. And so when these new games are dropping at $70, it's like, I don't need it. It's not like I have to rely on new releases in order to satisfy my gaming habit, which is kind of, back in the day, that's what we had to rely on. There was games that we'd play for 10, 20 hours, 15 hours, sometimes more, and then we'd be done with them, waiting for the next thing. And that's just not the way gaming is anymore, right? In general, like, I could hop on Forza Horizon 5 today and just absolutely have a fucking blast. And that game came out in 2021, I think, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, it just launched on PlayStation. And it's their number one selling game of the year now for PlayStation. And that's a 4-year-old game. You couldn't really say that back in the 90s or early 2000s or anything like that. It just wasn't something that happened. But now it's like, hey, the good games that we've been playing hold up. And people are completely content playing the good games for a very long time. You just mentioned, Fuzzy, you're playing GT7 still a lot and stuff like that. That came out, in 2022, I think?
And they're still adding cars. It's the same thing with Forza Horizon, like competing with games that you could call like black hole games, where you just constantly continue to play them, whether it's through the seasons or additional content. A new game has got to compete with that. And if you're talking about $80 now compared to this game I already owned and I'm enjoying, you better come correct. And it better be like what Pong said. You can't do this day one patch BS. You can't not have it perform well or have drop frames or inconsistent frames and stuff like that. Or, oh, well, we're going to trickle out the content. We know you wanted this expansion or this amount of map, but we're gonna hold that back for a season pass thing later on. It's like, yeah, $80. Mm. I had already made it my I wouldn't say my job, but like when they went from 60 to 70, I definitely scaled things back. Like it's going to sound silly, but when games were 60, if it was a game I knew I had interest in, I would just buy it and not even think twice about it. It would be one of those things where more times than not, by the time I finally got around to it, it would either be in Game Pass or PS Plus or whatever. I'd probably be able to get the game for free at that point by the time I actually get around to playing it. So it would just sit in the backlog for the most part. But once they went to 70, I'm like, okay, this game I'm going to play day one. I have the time right now. I'm going to play GT7, so I'll play full price on that. Starfield, I'll go ahead and pay full price on that. Although that one, I'm not mistaken, was that 60 or was that the first $70 Xbox game? I think that was the first 70.
Was Redfall?
Oh yeah, it was either
Was it?
Redfall or Starfield, one of the two.
I can't remember. I can't remember one of them. Maybe it was Starfield.
I don't think Redfall.
Like that one, that was a day one buy no matter what type of thing. So, but other games, it's like I didn't buy Returnal or Ratchet and Clank until they were like at $40 on sale. What did I not buy on Xbox? There was one. Well, I haven't done the full purchase of Motorsport or Horizon. Like I'm still on the upgrade.
Game Pass versions. Yeah.
And I'm waiting for those to drop to like the $5 before the next ones come out. Although, well, Motorsport will eventually drop to that, but I'm a lot more choosy on what games I get day one. And if I can play it through like a subscription, I'll go ahead and buy it or do the upgrade or whatever, and then wait for when it's on a deep sale. Overall, but I've already gotten my money's worth out of Forza Horizon. I already got my money's worth out of Starfield. Already got my money's worth out of GT7, but some of these other $70 games, like,
yeah,
I'm kind of glad they decided to roll it back, and I think Pong nailed it on the head. You probably saw the pre-orders were in the toilet, both on PC and on console, in comparison to what it was when for any other of the probably any of the other first party games that were going into Game Pass day and date. This one was probably tracking behind those numbers that they were expecting, and great decision.
It's interesting.
Motorsport, Redfall, and Starfield were all $70. Those are the first ones.
Okay.
Yep.
I
can't believe Redfall was.
Yeah, that's what the chat was saying too. Yeah, it was Redfall. I think it's interesting. Like, I don't think the pre-order numbers necessarily are gonna matter too much with the game. I think a lot of times people just wait these days to pre-order anyway. You'll have some that are gonna dive in early, but especially at 80, you're not gonna find a lot of pre-orders early on for an $80 game. I don't think, unless it's like one of those games. You know what I mean? Yeah. So 70 maybe, but still, even at that, it's like for a premium title, I think it's got to be one of those games. For those pre-order numbers to be absolutely crazy. So as far as that, I've seen games that come out and they don't have great pre-orders, and then they end up hitting because people love it. They get great reviews. The feedback's amazing. It becomes kind of like the sensation and stuff like that. So, I can't speak to every game, but I wouldn't weigh too much into how successful that game's going to be or anything like that. But I think $80 definitely hurts the chances for just about every game. There's some that are going to be kind of bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like GTA 6 or, games like that. And even those may not, even though they're kind of bulletproof, they may not sell as much as they would have at 70 still. They're going to do absolutely crazy bonkers numbers and stuff, But overall, I've been making this argument from the time that the first $70 games were announced. When I think it was Activision and EA and stuff, and they started doing this, and then Sony came on board with it. I remember they even tried to price fucking Destruction All-Stars at $70 when it was announced.
Oh yeah.
Then they would realize they screwed up on that one real fast. But in general, like the argument that people were making back then is like, oh, it's time, all these things, games, inflation, games were $60 back in 1985 or whatever, all these things that they were saying. I was always like, it isn't, when you're buying media like that, that's like, especially where most of it's digital now, where the production cost is all on the front end, and then it's how many do you sell after that. The price is basically what you're going to hope for to maximize your return. And so you want to have it set to where you're making the most money, but you're also not sacrificing too much on the quantity of sales, because there's a balancing act there. You can sell something at $20 and sell 50 million copies of it, or you can sell something at $50 and sell 20 million copies of it. Right? So the math works out the same on either one of those two options. It just depends on if it's going to actually benefit the company or not, depending on how is it going to sacrifice the sales. Are they going to make more money? Is it going to make less? Overall, we haven't found that games being more expensive has really fucking helped anybody in the industry whatsoever. Some of the most successful games this generation were $60 games, not $70 games. Name one again being Elden Ring, that sold at 60. And guess what? They weren't complaining going to the bank for all the copies of Elden Ring that they sold, right? So it's just the argument that games had to be 70 or whatever just never made sense to me. The argument that people would try to make that games need to be $80 now, just like this, no, it's the companies trying to take advantage and maximize the amount of return that they possibly can, and there's a balancing act there. And the more people accept it and just run with it and don't battle against it, the more screwed we get as consumers, right? So overall, hey, good that they rescinded that. Good that the games, the AAA games and stuff are going to be 70. I'm going to be playing them in Game Pass anyway, so that doesn't 100% affect me too much, But I think it can have an impact on the games themselves and potentials for sequels or other things like that. So one of the games that was probably going to be 80 would have been Fable, which is one I've been highly anticipating, looking forward to. Do we?
Yep.
And that one's been in the news a little bit too, because of some rumors from Xbox era, if I'm not mistaken, that Fable could be potentially 2027 now instead of 2026. Do we hold a lot of weight with that, or too early to tell? They've gotten quite a bit of things right. They've gotten some things kind of wrong as well. So who knows?
Yeah.
I've said all along, Mav, that they're going to get it right. Right. And if the game needs more time, that's the one you delay. Right. I don't care what the circumstances are. If you're trying to bring back that franchise, and obviously you've got one of your top dev teams on it that are, again, trying to prove that they can do something else outside of a CarPG, which I believed all along they're going to be able to do. But that is a massive, massive title that you're banking on. You make sure that it's right. And if it needs to slip, you got plenty of games next year. You're probably going to have new consoles on the way. Fable's a perfect one to show off new consoles, right? So if 2027 is it, so be it. 2027, you push it. You don't force it out the door like we were just talking about, especially since that probably will be an $80 game when it does launch. And you make sure you get it right. You just can't mess that one up no matter what. And so you give that team. They have proven themselves. We just got word, I think, that Forza Horizon 5 has now made over $1 billion as well this week. I think that was one of the things that came out. If that's the case, they have earned whatever astronomical number you're paying them and Eidos Montreal to work on Fable. Whatever that number is, they've earned it out of any of your team. So let them cook and make sure that Fable comes out right. So I probably would say that where there's smoke, there's a little bit of fire here, because I think they have to nail this, Mav. Fable has to come back. I think they want it badly. So I think it's probably possible that it's moving to 2027.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm hoping it's a fiscal year versus calendar year thing. I'm hoping.
Maybe.
But like Pong said, give it more time if it needs more time. But For my greedy self, I'm hoping it's a fiscal year 27, which would still be, tail end of 26 for that. So fingers crossed.
I was in the book that it was probably going to be towards the end of next year. That's what I'm thinking. That's the holiday release. That's kind of what I'm going to stick with, and it just kind of makes sense to me. So we'll wait and see. I don't know what prompted that rumor, because I didn't actually see what he said specifically. But I do think there was something in regards that, like, not because the game's in any trouble or anything like that. It was just like maybe taking a lot longer than they thought or something.
Taking a little bit longer to finish up. That's basically what it came down to. So it was special Nick. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean 2026 is stacked. Right. I mean, we got Gears. Supposedly there's maybe the Halo CE remake might be happening next year. If
Halo,
Fable
Gears,
happens to, Forza Horizon 6. Forza Horizon is like one of the biggest gaming franchises now, period, at this point. I mean, like, it's just going bonkers with Forza Horizon 5 now. Like, I mean, for it to be late July and it'd be the top selling game on PlayStation all year after just releasing a few months ago there. That's pretty substantial, you know what I mean? And that's for a 4-year-old game. So I just imagine how much Forza Horizon 6 will do if it launches day and date across all the multiple platforms and stuff. So, and I'm still curious what they're cooking with that. Like when they announced Forza Horizon 6, like I have a feeling it's gonna be a jump from 5, because 5 was cross-gen, right? As well. Yeah. So, and then Forza Motorsport came out. They had more time to work on that engine and all that kind of stuff. And, they've been
forgot to mention, Matt, Battlefield is not going to be cross-gen, by the way.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
That's confirmed. Current gen only. So thank God. Nice. They canceled. They nixed it. EA, actually, according to the word is that EA upper management actually did nix that and said, no, just focus on current gen. So that was big. So that's going to be nice too. Anyways,
yeah.
Sorry.
I'll sell consoles.
I just remember that. Yeah, exactly. If it's good enough. They want 100 million players. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I remember that when he said it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that also, but I had noticed that before. Let's get to a couple super chats here. KY Bob said, games should still be $60. It is today's culture with lazy management, letting the studios take 5 to 7 years to develop one game that has an increased dev cost. Industry needs an accountability check. Appreciate that $10 super chat. KY Bob, you're absolutely awesome. And 100%. And you know what? The accountability thing and the whole thing might be part of the reason we've seen a lot of trimming of a lot of the game studios and publishers out there, kind of doing some of those layoffs that we're all going to be yelling about. But at the same time, when you look at them kind of trying to go lean and mean and be faster and more fluid, we've talked about this before. Unfortunately, that might mean needing to make some of those changes. You know what I mean? And we've seen multiple studios do it. We talked about how a small team can put out a game like Clear Obscure Expedition 33 or numerous other games where you have 1 or 5 man teams or 20-man teams and stuff. And then you have these 1,000 developers put out something that's takes way longer. It's less polished, less of a pipeline, like all these other kind of things. And it's like, if I were them and I would see the kind of games that these smaller teams are putting out, and then the trouble and the budget and the time it took for us to be able to steer that huge ship to get the game released, I'd be like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are this small team able to do this and have a game of the year, and we spend all this money and we're less capable of producing something of that high quality? Like, what's going on here? I would be looking at myself in the mirror if I was spending all that money trying to figure out how this team is doing better than us for a smaller price and smaller team. So anyway, it's just the way the industry goes, right? The tools are better now. We kept hearing about that for years. The tools are going to be easier for these small devs to make AAA quality type titles. AA is the new AAA, all this kind of stuff. Well, we're seeing the actual proof in the pudding on that from the games that are coming out. Alvin, remember for 3 years, hit us early with a $5 super chat. Says the Xbox era guys ripped Nick on that rumor on their morning show. For the record, yeah, I didn't really. I just kept up with what was on Twitter. So the Xbox era guys letting Nick have one, or ripping him a new one for that rumor. I'm not sure what happened there, but I saw something about
he said 2 separate sources. So
okay, yeah, well,
whatever. Nick's gotten a lot right. So
he
whatever.
has. I mean, Platinum game, like I'll give him 100% credit. Platinum Games making fucking Ninja Gaiden 4 to get that right years ago, and it actually come to fruition a few years later.
Right.
That's too off the wall random for it to be just, hey, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's 100% true. Good inside information there. And then Alvin, holy shit, man, hitting us with a $50 super chat.
Oh,
Alvin, dude, thank you so much. Whew, wow.
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Also here, 5 years is no small feat. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I've been here 5 fucking years now, man. Crazy.
It flies.
I love how you said that.
5 fucking years. Absolutely crazy. Can't believe it. Yeah. This channel is 5 years old. Yeah, appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Thank you all for this. Some of you guys have been here since the beginning of the channel. You know, when it was like 2 people watching or whatever. Hey, shout out to all of you. Shout out to anybody who's ever watched any of our content. Appreciate you guys. All right. So yeah, we'll see about Fable. I still have faith into next year. I'm gonna ride that wave until they tell me otherwise, and we'll have to wait and see. Jahema Jesse says $50 to down payment for GTA 6. It might pay for half of it.
Yep,
it might pay for half of it. We'll see. Well, let's see what else we got, guys. Oh yeah, speaking of the success of Forza Horizon 5, have y'all been seeing the back and forth going on social media and on Twitter between people like Nib and Hazador and all those guys regarding the success of games like Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox, the number 4 game sold, I guess, for that month or something, and you know, people are saying it's great, but then somebody like Nib goes out there and says, "Oh, look at these disingenuous Xbox guys saying that this is good." And then, you know, Forza Horizon 5 doing great on PlayStation. It's like, it's not that great because whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think a lot of the arguments over these things are just absolutely ridiculous. But I did see Game Industry had .biz or whatever have an article. Christopher Dring, our favorite. It used to be your favorite, Pong. Just kidding.
I used to defend him a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. He wrote some good articles, but then he's kept showing his true colors over and over again, and he wears clown makeup. Yeah, I mean, he's just another one of the professional journalists that just can't help themselves. So whatever. Yeah,
he was reporting basically on stuff that I guess Circana had said, and Matt Piscatella, who's, you know, he just puts out the numbers, right? And that the multi-platform strategy is actually seeming to work really well for Xbox and also PlayStation now, for putting their games on PC, and also you know, looking to maybe put more games on other places in the future. But Xbox mainly, as they are continuously selling lots of titles on their other platforms, and for them to be in the top charts on multiple places while people are kind of entrenched in their ecosystems, was his point, is that if you're not moving or grabbing customers over from other ecosystems and masses or whatever, the way to reach other people is by selling your games to them. And it seems to be working out wonders for Xbox. As crazy as it seemed at first when all this was going down and everything, in the long run, it kind of might be what actually ends up cementing a lot of these franchises to get continuations and be making more games and all these other kind of stuff. So, are we starting to lean to where this was the right move, as the games journalists are starting to talk about? Are we starting to get to that point where games media is championing the multi-platform strategy of Xbox, and because PlayStation's starting to do it too? I'm just saying, they weren't saying any of this until fucking PlayStation decided to put Helldivers 2 on Xbox, and then also they decided to put potentially Lego Horizon on Xbox as well.
No, this had started to turn, because I talked about this a while back. Because the more and more that Xbox does it, Mav, the less of a threat they are to everybody's favorite PlayStation. The journalism had already started to turn, because they had talked about how great it was to see barriers coming down. There had been articles about this shit. Obviously, Xbox still does stupid things, and they still write bad articles about Xbox, of course, obviously. But the point being is, overall, the sentiment had started to change if you started looking at the journalist articles, because they were no longer a threat. Right? They were doing exactly what everybody wanted them to do, which was go away and just become a third-party publisher. And so once they started that down that road, I say it already had started. Now, obviously, things help. And of course, they're going to praise when Sony does it, like Sony thought of this all on their own, that they're just doing something out of the kindness of their heart and giving Xbox players Helldivers 2, and what a great decision all this is. Of course, they're going to write the stupid fluff pieces for PlayStation. They're still going to do that. Look at how Nintendo still gets treated with the slop they're already putting on Switch 2, the bullshit they're already getting. You got to, that's going to continue. But Microsoft themselves are no longer underneath the bullseye as much, because of the fact that they are giving up, in the grand scheme of things, that this is not a competition anymore. It's not a 1-for-1 competition anymore. So that's my 2 cents on it. Fuzzy, go ahead. Sorry, I know I cut you off. You wanted to say something.
I was just going to say, for the most part, I think Helldivers 2 is what really kind of, fueled their downplay to some extent. Like, you're right. Over time, they were starting to change, but it was more so that, we finally have Xbox going into this third-party realm, and they'll be gone soon. They're already dead. We've said it a million times. They're dead. So what? And then it's like, oh well, Helldivers is going over there. Well, they must not be all that dead. But it was just weird watching reviews of games that, when they were only on Xbox and PC, like Hi-Fi Rush, for example, there were a couple of reporters that weren't on board with giving it, 8s or 9s or anything. They were like, oh, I don't know if I could get into the music or the rhythm of it. And then it's like the day it came to PlayStation, I don't know, something about the DualSense just makes it feel right. And it's like, really? It kind of felt like Xbox was doing it for 2 reasons. Although the main reason always comes down to money. They were like, hey, maybe we sell some more games, and that makes it easier to monetize, other players outside of our existing ecosystem. The other aspect, that it kind of seemed to help to some extent. If there's that possibility of an Xbox game going over to PlayStation, well, you can't review bomb it, because when it comes over, you're going to be exposed as being this, hypocrite to some extent when it comes to your favorite platform. But the damage was already done to games like Starfield to some extent, with some of the media really going extra about how awful it was, or how boring, or lifeless. Okay, and then the day it comes to PlayStation, oh yeah, all these updates is what really brought it on. The only update really is that you now have a wheeled vehicle. Really, everything else is still the same core. There was a few improvements here and there, but nothing that I would say changes the score a swing of 3 points or so. But it's this whole multi-platform thing. I think it's great. Although, me as a new Nintendo person, I still want them to do stuff on PC for the older stuff. Like, if you're not going to sell me, the classic Mario games, because I'm not trying to hunt down an old NES or Super NES or anything like that. And I'm not a fan of having to pay a subscription to something and not having the option to buy it. Like, I would be fine with the subscription for online on there, but if that's the only way I can access that game, then I have a problem. And yeah, people will say, well, you subscribe to Game Pass. But yeah, I can still buy the game and own the game. So when I do decide to cancel that subscription, I at least have the game that I can still play, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm glad that Microsoft made this move. If it helped tumble the walls over at PlayStation as far as giving this a try, all the better. I mean, me personally, I've always wanted PlayStation to also put stuff on PC. Although I know based on their way of moving, they're not going to do dual entitlement, which would be awesome. But you know, I can always hope and dream about that aspect of it. But yeah, it looks like it was the right move from all along, despite it feeling wrong as the old console warrior or the old head that saw these games just being exclusive to that box, and it's just, oh, well, if I want to play the other game, then I guess I got to get that box. And is there enough games on that other box worth me getting that other box? Yeah, sure, okay, kind of thing. So this is still new territory for me, but if it all works on a PC at the end of the day, and just merge everything into one and move forward.
I think it's interesting too, like just in general from the Xbox fans' perspective and stuff. I think like part of it is now that we've lived in this world where multiple franchises have started to go over there, and we have like a Gears of War announced for PlayStation, all these other kind of things, and the Xbox guys that still have their Xbox Series X and the console and all this stuff, and realize that hey, nothing's actually really changed on my end, and can still buy their games. You can still subscribe to Game Pass if you want to, and you can still play the games. You still get the same features and benefits you did in the ecosystem that is a selling point for you as a gamer all along, and probably the real reasons why you chose Xbox. Because let's be real, like last generation and early this generation, it probably wasn't mainly for the exclusives, right? Like if you're a big Xbox fan and entrenched in the ecosystem, it was for a lot of the things that they offered that other platforms didn't, which is still there and actually increased in value this generation, right? All these things that we love, like the play anywhere, and the Game Pass day and date games, and just all these other stuff that nobody else really provides, is still there, and we're still getting the best value if you're an Xbox user with all of those regards. I think gaming habits have changed for a lot of us this generation, more so than ever in the past. Like I'm playing on PC more than I ever have before. Still playing a lot on console, but when I'm playing on PC, I still feel like I'm playing on Xbox most of the time, because I'm playing through the Xbox app, accessing Game Pass. Like when I'm playing Tony Hawk 3 and 4, I'm just picking up on my save from the Xbox, and it's just like, hey, it's just there, and I get a great experience. So I don't know, man. Overall, I like the open-endedness of the ecosystem, and that doesn't hurt anything for me. Like I remember last generation when people were upset that they were putting games on PC day and date. It was like, how does that affect me in a negative way? It doesn't. And now because they started doing that, then wow, I have more accessibility and stuff to all these games now. And if I want to play a game in a certain way, I can, because it's on the PC. So yeah, or if I want to just pop it on my TV on my Xbox, I can, because it's there too. And if I want to play on the cloud on my tablet, can do that too. And I'm excited for Pong to give that a go on his Samsung tablet with that OLED screen. I'm curious to see what you think, man, after you give a few games a go on that. And don't be afraid to check out the stream your own game thing there too, man. Because like something.
I'm planning on checking it out.
Yeah,
I'm planning on checking it out.
That's something that they keep adding more and more games to stream your own game feature. Like where if you have a Game Pass subscription and you own a game that's not in Game Pass, you can stream it from wherever you are too through that app. Absolutely love that, man. So overall, lots of cool features to look forward to, and if they're helping them by selling games to more people on PlayStation, like 3 million more people in just a few short months, for Forza Horizon 5. If that helps me get a better Forza Horizon 6, or them put more budget into Forza Horizon 6 and make it and put more faith in it and everything, hey, that's a win for me as a Forza fan, you know? So, love it. Nothing I don't like about it right now. Let's see.
Quick aside.
Yeah, go ahead, Fuzz.
Somebody in the chat had asked about Forza Horizon 6. What were your thoughts as far as where they'll be next? Like, I gave an answer of like I'm 70% sure they're going to be in Japan, but there have been 2 other locations that have come up. I put one at 25%, which would be Germany because of the Autobahn, and then the other one being back in the States, but like the East Coast or something. Because I think the first one, like Colorado area, are supposed to be based on that. What do you think as far as like or Forza Horizon 6, like your first choice, and then begrudgingly maybe an alternate second choice location?
Oh man, do you want me to answer this first or Pong?
Pong, you go.
Okay.
I got a lot to say on it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I know where Mav's going to go, so I'll let him take the Japan angle for sure. Because again, I do believe that they've probably heard it time and time again. Now, whether or not they do it right is my question. And I know what Mav's going to bring up, and we've brought it up before, so it's nothing new. But if they've got to let us get nighttime city driving in Japan, just again, it's just a requirement if they're going to do it. But I think it makes a lot of sense if they go to Japan. My out of the box thinking one is Africa on a safari. And that would be like, because there's a lot of different, obviously, locales in Africa. There's a lot of different environments in Africa, but man, having the wildlife and stuff in the background, like I could see them going way outside the box and doing something crazy and going to Africa and bringing a different feel to the game. I don't know why, but I've had that in the back of my skull for a minute. But no, I think most likely scenario is that it is Japan. And it's an easy W for them, especially while they're, the other team is making Fable and all that kind of stuff. It's an easy W just to go to Japan. Everybody's going to be hyped for it, especially if they bring in some of the elements that we talked about time and time again. And they wouldn't be something, it wouldn't be crazy. Like, it's nothing like they have to majorly change everything, but if they just bring in some of the elements from the Japanese racing scene, street racing scene, especially, I think you got an automatic winner. So that's my thoughts. Go ahead, Matt.
Nice.
Okay. So, man. All right. I got a couple here. All right. I'm going to throw y'all for a loop on one of them. But my top choice, just give us Japan, Yeah. But like Pong was saying, like each of the Forza Horizons so far has been that like countryside, and you got kind of little villages mixed in there and stuff like that, right? Which is great. I love it, right? It's awesome. It's beautiful, and that's the flavor of Forza Horizon. But if you want to flip it on its head a little bit, give us that Forza Horizon meets Need for Speed Underground kind of experience / Tokyo Extreme Race, or whatever you want to call it, right? Give us the countryside of Japan where you can go into Tokyo at nighttime and race on the highways and give pure highway racing with the city lights there. You drive through the city as well. That would be absolutely amazing. I want to see a fully built up city with night lights and gorgeous landscapes of all of that. And I want the mountains off in the distance, and I want all of that in Japan if we're doing Japan. If you're not doing that, don't do Japan. If you're doing countryside, if you're doing something like that, again, don't do Japan, because I don't want Japan wasted on just the mountains and the countryside, which would be amazing. But there's other locations you can do that with as well. But if you go Japan, I want the full culture of it, right? I want the drifting, I want the city lights, I want the highway racing, I want the tuners, fully fleshed out. I want all of that, right? That would be amazing. If you're not doing that, then I was trying to think about other places that we haven't been to before, because we've been lots of places already. And on some of the places we've been to kind of seem similar to other places that you may choose, right? If you go like tropical or southwestern, or you go like mountainous, like Colorado and all that other kind of stuff. So I was trying to think of somewhere you could have some fun. And no, we've been watching if you're doing the countryside thing, we've watched a few of these like natural disaster movies, these like Norwegian ones. Have y'all seen these like on Netflix? Like the flood one, and like the one where like the ground falls out from everybody. I forget what those are called. And like the earth, all these other ones. Norway, man. Give us like a because like the mountains and the lakes and the little villages and all that kind of stuff. It looks like it would fit. It's like beautiful on all these movies that we were watching. So hey, that'd be pretty cool to see. That's just out of the box, somewhere we don't really see a lot in games and stuff. So you could do that. Otherwise, I'll just be selfish and say Dallas. Dallas would be really cool, although it's really flat.
You know, boring shit.
How far are you from the Circuits of How far are you from the Circuit of America track?
I have no fucking clue, Fuzzy. We're about 45 minutes away from Texas Motor Speedway. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Now also in Ennis there is a drag racing track there, where NHRA has like a lot of like drag races and stuff there. And I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I don't even know where is Circuit of America? Yeah,
I know it's Texas, but I can't remember what part of Texas.
Maybe it's in Austin or Houston. Okay, Circuit.
I think it's probably close to Austin. I think
Austin. Yeah, it's in Austin. Yeah. So Austin would be cool. But give us Dallas, man. I've never seen Dallas represented in a fucking video game. I can't think of one. That'd be really cool.
Madden.
There you go.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. I mean, there is a big car culture here. There's a lot of tuners. There's a lot of hot rods. There's a lot of trucks.
Hennessy has one of their. I don't think it's their headquarters, but they have one of their major assembly plants there. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to call it now, Texas is big for Mustang culture and for Challengers, or Chargers and Challengers.
Like, you see them all over the place.
Unfortunately, I guess Camaro completely gets overlooked out there. But yeah, it's like where the most tuners for Chargers and Challengers and most tuners for Mustangs are right in your state.
Yeah. So. And you also, a lot of trucks.
A
lot of trucks. There's a show that came on Discovery called Fast and Loud that was on for like 15, 16 seasons. They have it's based on a shop in Dallas called Gas Monkey Garage. Me and Kate have been fans of that show, and they do like hot rods and stuff. There's a lot of hot rod shops and stuff like that too. And so like that culture is pretty big here. There's a lot of auctions and stuff it's a big car culture. I grew up in late 90s, early 2000s, going to the street races in Dallas, in downtown Dallas, riding around. There would be lines of cars on the highways, like just like you, as far as you could see backwards in your rearview mirror, coming over the overpasses, everybody just in one straight line going to the next spot, to the next spot, to the next spot. You know what I mean? It was straight out of Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious was a thing, and then like it, that was the tuner culture, car culture. You had Mustangs racing Civics, you know what I mean? Like it was just crazy. Del Sol's CRXs racing like a Cyclone. It was absolutely a crazy culture back then. And it would be cool to see that represented in some kind of way, in a game. But I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see that. Absolutely not. So we'll see. But yeah, give us Dallas, man. Let's go. If you don't mind flat, awesome. Everything is fucking flat here.
That makes it easier for speed. Yeah.
Yeah, just flat. I do take it back. The Crew 2 had Dallas in it.
Oh yeah, because
Mhm.
going cross country.
But it was like this really shitty, like it was not Dallas.
Yeah.
They didn't even have the building. Like it just sucked, you know. Like I just want to see it done right at some point.
Flight Simulator's done it right. You can go fly
Yeah.
right through Dallas.
Yeah, but even then,
I
they
just
don't
look
have
forward.
they don't even have the map right for Dallas, like through the buildings and stuff.
serious?
It's like, yeah, they haven't.
Really?
Unless this came out with a more recent update.
Well, I know
Yeah.
they updated off that recent one because they were talking about that they made things
Yeah.
more accurate because they had gone back. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Brett Bingham
surprised,
says
'cause Dallas is such a
Miami.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray says
Yeah, Miami.
tornadoes would be in there if it was in Dallas. Yeah, you could have tornadoes.
Mhm.
Yeah, race around tornadoes and stuff. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see. They should do a whole split second
Do storm chasing.
crossover. They should do
Yeah.
a split second crossover and make Forza Horizon like split second was back in the day with big set pieces and shit.
Mm,
No, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
God, that'd be good. Would that be cool?
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah.
the whole entire game. I'm just saying have like one of the DLCs be something like that. It'd be dope, man.
What do y'all want for the
God.
next Forza Horizon expansions for Forza Horizon 6?
It's a
Because
tough one
there's usually
because
2 big expansions. You know, this time we got the off-road one, the Baja like off-road style, and then you got Hot Wheels again.
I'm gonna go out on a wild limb. I want Pikes Peak. Like that
Yeah.
would be kind of along the doing something similar to like the Baja type of deal or Treasure Island, I guess, or Fortune Island, I think is what the other one was called. But do Pikes Peak. Have it where it's time trials up the hill. And maybe have like a track off to the side, which they can do time attack stuff as well for that. And you could do drifting, although I don't think anybody really competes for drifting on Pikes Peak because it's a little narrow. But I mean, what do you call it? There was a Gymkhana. They did a little bit of the drifting, and I think they lost one of the cars in the practice or something. But give us Pikes Peak, and if you're going to do a brand association, as weird as it's going to sound, I would say Transformers.
I've said that numerous times, Fuzzy. I'm all aboard that shit, man. Could you imagine the set pieces you could have with like Decepticons flying over your fucking head, like shooting at you and shit while you're trying to evade stuff, and be cool, man.
Yeah.
Go back to Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious.
They're doing another
Yeah.
one. Vin just announced they're going to go back to the car culture. So, like again, they made what they made, and it's
Yeah.
whatever godly billions of dollars they made off that franchise. But if they're going to go back to the car culture again, bring back because you could do all the cars that they've had since then. They could do a lot of different set pieces within Fast and the Furious racing. Like they could do a lot with that franchise now. I wouldn't mind seeing it come back again.
Yeah, they got away from all of a sudden when one movie they just all of a sudden became kung fu masters.
Well, it's just, again, it's because everybody kept going and buying tickets and saying it was the greatest shit ever. So again, what it is. I don't hate them.
Yeah,
but
it's over
like the
top
car
fun.
culture is why again through Tokyo, it was all good. Like I was really good with them, but like
Yeah,
they're fine. They're popcorn flicks. They're action flicks. That's
Yeah.
what they turned into. It's cool. They made billions of dollars for all those guys. I'm happy for all of them. But yeah, let's get back to the real. What the first one became huge because of the car culture in it. Period. Point blank. The car and the music. That's all it was in the first one.
it was just funny seeing like these street racers we had all of a sudden Ludacris and
I
like
know.
Tyrese
Yes,
and
of course.
like Vin
Experts.
Diesel and these guys like all of a sudden they went from becoming street racers to like they're going hand to hand combat with like mercenaries.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
Just winning.
I mean,
every
they
single fight.
became weapons masters. They became expert thieves. Like they became like all of it. Like like they
insane,
had it all covered. Yeah. Again, it's fine. It's movies. You turn the brain off. It doesn't matter. I love movies like that. But it's like I started loving them because they brought the car culture here. In a lot of ways, Fast and the Furious put that car culture on the map, right? That was the shit. Like nobody knew what outside of us hardcore car fans, nobody knew what Skylines were until obviously showed up, right? And people were like, "Oh wow, Supras." We all knew what Supras were. Most normal people didn't know what Supras were, right? That was right when about the time when, I was getting ready to buy my Evo, right? And then they were starting to come over, but that put car culture on the map. Fast and the Furious. I what did we see it 3 times in the movie theater within the first week? I think. God, man, it was so good. Driving my 84 300ZX at the time. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so much fun. So much fun.
And I think the only thing I hate about those films is how much the value of some of the cars that they put in there went up like immediately after. Like, because there was a time where you could get a twin turbo super for a reasonable amount of money,
Yes,
and then they
sir.
just went ballistic.
Of course, yeah. Once everybody found out what you could do with them, which again we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be I do want, like, for me more than anything for Forza Horizon 6, I want to see them push the envelope even more with the detail, like the culture, the customization, like graphics, because like already like graphics are insane, but like I just want to see them go even further, especially with them not emphasizing motorsport as much anymore. That's another thing I'd like to see. If you're not, if the Microsoft in general is kind of taking some of the resources away from motorsport, right? I want to see that put into Horizon in some way. Like inject it in there as like a secondary. Maybe that would be the other expansion, would be like straight up like track racing, like war simulation style. That'd be really
cool. Good idea. That'd be really cool. Joy's got a good idea. Shout out to Phantom Cracker, by the way. We bleed green. He says Daytona USA, Sega DLC. It'd be cool if they went and grabbed all the old arcade games.
Arcade
like
mashups,
if they got everybody,
like Cruising USA, like, Daytona.
Yeah, Ridge Racer. Like Ridge Racer. Like go get those, like collab with all of the, you're big enough now. You're Forza Horizon. Like you can go collab with those people. That's a great idea, Phantom. That's a great idea. Yeah. Shout out to you, sir.
I think like Horizon being in multiple places like could cement the Horizon becoming the biggest racing franchise game ever. Like, I mean, the amount of players that play it still today, for 4 years in a row, right? With it still selling this many copies this late in. And then now you got that fan base being built up on multiple platforms, and then they're going to have a new game come out. I think it's going to be a crucial title for them not to fumble it and make sure it really cements itself as like nothing is better than this, which I already kind of agree with. I think Forza is still the best on track for both Horizon and Motorsport, but especially for console type racers at least. But yeah, you put that out there and you nail it. Yeah, I think it's going to have an amazing future. Well,
last idea is that they take and they build an area around Halo. They build an area around Fable.
Yeah.
They build an area,
New Mombasa,
crazy, like off the, yeah. Just something cool like that. Like they take the franchises from first party and build around them,
or just like
area.
do a fucking racer with tracks, an expansion with tracks built around the different Xbox franchises.
Right, because the Halo DLC was pretty dope, and the Warthog and shit. That was pretty dope. But like, actually grab a map out of one of the areas,
and have little set pieces going on around you that fit with it and stuff. Like, fucking like banshees flying over you and
fucking Gears map.
Gears Doom.
Yeah.
Fucking like, hey, Elder Scrolls. Like all of a sudden we're driving through fucking mountains of like Skyrim.
Park, oh, it'd be so dope.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Fallout.
Do that shit.
Fallout. We're driving
so
like
many franchises they've got.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, can you imagine?
Apocalyptic vehicles.
Apocalyptic shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
That would be kind of become like Xbox's kart racer in a way. Because it'd be themed,
Right.
I like it. Yeah, that'd be cool, bro. I mean, you got enough stuff there. Banjo, why not? Just throw it in there.
Would you stop with the banjo?
That was for Boom.
I know it was for Boom. I know.
Well, Wuchang Fallen Feathers hit today, guys. Game Pass day and date game. It was kind of highly anticipated. Sitting around a 75 on Meta. Not too bad. Either of y'all excited to dive into this one right away, or are you gonna wait a little bit?
It has no easy mode, so no.
I've
I'm
heard
gonna
it's
still
hard.
try it because yeah. Straight up, Steel is loving it. So there's something, right? But Steel loves the Souls like. If it had an easy mode, I'd be more excited. But I am gonna pop it on because it's in Game Pass. So of course I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna try it out. But I doubt I'm gonna wind up being any better at it than I'm at any of the other Souls games. No, but I think it's dope that it's here. It's getting mixed reviews. There is some performance issues. Steam is dropped to a mixed status, I think, as of today, although it did break through 140 some thousand concurrent players, which is the most for any Souls like outside of From Software. So that's a pretty impressive stat. But it does have some performance issues, but Steele's loving it. So I haven't seen him complain. I'll hear more on Saturday about it, I'm sure. And probably see some of it. But yeah, I'm going to download it and check it out because it's Game Pass. I love it.
Right on.
That's why I love Game Pass.
Have you played Tony Hawk at all yet, Pong?
I did. I only played for a very short period. And it was like, holy shit, I don't remember it being this hard to stick landings. I'm like, I got to retrain my brain again to play Tony Hawk.
Give it an hour or so, you'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it looked great. It sounded great. It was cool as shit, of course.
So
but
Wuchang,
I haven't had a real big go at it.
Razor Ultron said Wuchang has an 83 on Meta for Xbox. I looked it up earlier and it said 75, but maybe that was for PC.
Yeah, because there was only like 5 reviews for.
Yeah, see 67 critic reviews. When I look it up and it says 75, it didn't tell me the platform. It just that's for PS5. So I guess based on the PS5 one, 83 on Xbox because it's based on 9 reviews. I don't think that means it's better on any one platform than the other. Aggregate wise, you're probably looking around 77, 78, 9. Whatever.
No, and I saw some stupid reviews. I was looking through the reviews. I saw some stupid ones, like literally just complaining that it didn't change anything from the Souls genre.
Does every
other fucking Souls game that ever comes out that everybody applauds?
What?
It's
got no new mechanics. It's not doing anything different. It just kind of, it's good, but it's just another Souls game. I'm like, what do you want?
Just another shooter. Just another basketball game. Just another football game. Just another skateboarding game. Just another racer. Just another, come on. What are we doing? It just...
That person sounds like they're bored playing video games. They should take up knitting or bird watching. A lot of
journalists are, Fuzzy. A lot of journalists are. Again, I've said this for years, Fuzzy. I honestly believe there's a lot of journalists that never intended to become game journalists, that are just here because the opportunities open to them, whereas they couldn't go into politics for whatever reason or whatever the case may be. What they really wanted to do wasn't available, so they wound up in games journalism.
I play games sometimes,
right? And that's what it comes down to. I swear. Anyways, but they don't really enjoy video games. There's a lot of that. Anyways, sorry, Fuzz. Yeah. I heard you were going to download it, though. You said it during your opening, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to check it out?
Yeah. On, like you said, Game Pass, I got to give it a try, even though I suck at Souls games. But you know what? No easy mode. No easy mode. I'll play it on PC. There's mods. Though I'm hearing people are complaining about underwear. What was that PC gamer that complained about? Oh, you just run around in underwear.
Well,
there was PC that gamer review on Stellar Blade, but I don't know. Anyway, I figure I'm gonna give it a try. I like the aesthetic of Liza P and made it to, I guess, the second area before I got my best really handed to me. Hopefully I can make it to at least the first area or past the first area in Wuchang, Fallen Feather. But I'll play it on PC, and if it gets too frustrating before I break a controller or a keyboard, let's see what mods are out there, and not the visual mods. We'll make our own easy mode at that point. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'll give it a go at some point here. I'm pretty happy with the games I've been playing lately, but. Yeah, there's also a couple other ones I want to get to, So I still want to get that Greedfall game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Or is it Greedmaster?
Greedland.
Greedland, whatever.
Everything but what you said. You said Greedfall,
Greed
which is a great
something.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to Spiders, who laid off a bunch of people this week too, unfortunately. But no, it's Greedland. You gotta try
Greedland. Yeah, I want to play
sure.
that one.
Yes.
God, there was one more I wanted to get too, and it's eluding the top of my head right now. But yeah, we'll get to it at some point. All right. Well, everybody, we have one more segment here on this episode of Fun Speculation and the PM Ultimate podcast. And that is called Tidbits, where we look ahead at the games releasing for the week. And I have no fucking clue what we got here in store. Fuzzy Belvedere does. So what do we got? What do we got first, Fuzz?
All right. I might have to put it on mute for later on, but the first one that we have for this week is going to be Hotel Galactic. Coming to PC today for $34.99, and a nice anime-looking kind of RPG.
Studio Ghibli. Jeez.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It has better graphics than Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Building a hotel. Okay.
Oh, did y'all see, by the way, about Borderlands 4 performance on the Switch 2?
Yep.
Shooting for 30, but we'll have
Please.
some dips.
Yeah, I put LOL in the DM.
It's the Switch 2. Unfortunately, Nintendo owners won't care. That's why I'm not really enjoying my Switch 2, but it is what it is.
Hotel Galactic.
Steam, huh?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Beats.
All right, this next one is a fan favorite. Killing Floor 3 coming to PS5, Series X and S, and PC this Thursday for $39.99.
Love Killing Floor. Killing Floor 2 is amazing.
This reminded me of the other game, Ready or Not.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to
A lot of
get
people
that
are
on
loving
the
it.
console.
A lot of people are loving it.
It's one of those that's been out on PC for a while, but now that it's on a console, I'm kind of like interested in it.
They already sold 2 million
Yeah.
copies or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, crazy.
It looks like Rainbow Six back in the day, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. Killing
this
Floor
for-
2 was.
Is this first person, or is it?
First
Yeah.
person.
Okay.
Yeah, first person.
I've never played Killing Floor. I don't think.
So
It looks kind of like
Like I said,
Zombie
even
Army or
Randos
something.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
But in Killing Floor 2, again, even with randos, like if you're playing with good randos, which you did most of the time, like you can give money to them because you can buy things in between rounds.
Right.
So and it helped if everybody was obviously had good shit, right? So people would borrow you money. You could ask for money in game, like they had a way to do it, and people would totally donate to you if they could. It was freaking great. I've heard there's some performance issues people have been finding out on this one too already. So, because people have been playing it early. There's a couple bugs, but I mean the game was never AAA to begin with; it was AA. God, dude,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
good. It's so fast. It's so fun.
Good thing I'm not given to panic. Oh, I think I might have done a little wee.
Did either of y'all ever play any more of Warhammer Darktide?
No, but I want to get back to it. Spoiler's playing really well. With all the updates.
Yeah.
This next one is Split, coming to PC for $2.54.
Okay. It's a puzzle.
A small indie dev game. Like I think it's one person made this, but the publisher does a lot of single dev publishing and stuff.
Right.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Looks like you're figuring shit out with puzzles, trying to get out of that room or something. Interesting.
Split.
Next one, it's either an upgrade if you already have this on your Switch, or buy it outright for $80 for your Switch 2. It's a Super Mario Party Jamboree.
They're really selling this for 80?
Yeah.
Mouse controls. Audio recognition. More expressive rumble.
Don't you see why?
And gameplay that
Yeah.
uses a camera accessory. All
This
of
is
which
totally
can be
looking like an
accessed on
$80
Switch 2.
game.
I will
Let's
never
check out
get
3
this.
new
I
and updated modes.
just can't.
First,
Mario
Just
Party
in
is
all fairness,
pretty
Mario
fun.
Party mode.
Yeah.
With a single camera,
In all fairness,
up to 4
probably most
players can
people
join the
already have this, so the
festivities.
$20
You'll
upgrade,
be able
Yeah.
to see each
probably
other's
worthwhile.
faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions.
Only if
in
you have the
real
camera,
time.
though.
Or 4 friends can take the party online.
Woohoo!
Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage 2. Hit blocks to collect
Don't you like that the
most
Kinect era
points.
is back, guys?
Guide an RC car with your voice. And
The Wii is
compete
back.
in other mini games using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse control.
So this one does
carnival
require you to
coaster
have the camera
with the safety bar
For the
lowered and
updated
secured.
modes.
for the
Yeah.
updated shits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
Oh woohoo! I love you, Nintendo fans. I can't
When you enter a
imagine.
pipe, a mini game will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm.
Okay,
And one
reminds me
where
of
you shake a
Astrobot.
can of spray paint and quickly
Or maybe
tag
Astrobot
objects.
borrowed that.
Yeah, this way.
I don't know.
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini games. How quickly can you reach the station? From mini games that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls.
Why does
and
everybody say
rumble.
this is
The
made
biggest
for
party
kids,
yet
and yet
is
they always show
getting
adults
even
playing
bigger.
this?
Super Mario Party
Weird.
Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Right, this next one is the one we just talked about earlier. Wuchang Fallen Feathers coming to PS5, Series X and S, and PC this Thursday. It's $49.99 or included with your subscription on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Xbox PC or Game Pass PC.
It's crazy this game looks like this and it's $49.99 or in Game Pass day and date, and then the other game that we just saw is $80. We live in that world.
Yeah.
We do. We now have free games that look like AAA. Have those
Yeah.
kind of big budgets. God, the characters are just beautiful. Again, Souls-like companies. Any of you devs, make an RPG, a classic Western
Yeah.
RPG or third-person RPG in these worlds. I will love you forever. Please.
It's almost like they should focus on making them RPG or action RPGs and then have it where you can dial it up to a Souls-like if you want. It would probably have a greater appeal across the board, kind of like the way Elden Ring did, although it didn't really do it for me, but a lot more people bought into Elden Ring because of it. You didn't have to fight that boss. You can work your way around them and level up to go back and beat them.
Correct.
So,
That's why I played so much.
Unless you get stuck
Right.
in a fucking castle.
Yeah.
oh, I gotta mute. You might have to mute. I don't know if I mute it for everybody, but this is Grounded 2, which will have commercial music a little bit later. But Grounded 2 is in early access on Series X and S, as well as on PC this Friday for $39.99, or included in your Game Pass subscription.
Nice.
Well, Game Pass PC and Game Pass Ultimate, that is.
Either of y'all gonna be diving into this right away?
Nope.
Probably not right away, but I do want to give this a more of a fair shot than I did the first one. Like the first one was, I tried it like first week, and it was really, really early. And I think I made it far enough to get like the ant armor or something, and then I gave up on it. This one, it looks like there'll be a lot more variety of weapons and armor. Plus, you can have, I guess, pets or you can ride the insects now, so you don't have to walk everywhere.
Get shrunk.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna put the time into it that it takes. It's cool as hell, but I just
Yeah. I mean, it's Grounded as a game. The first one is a game I could actually see myself getting really invested in,
right,
if I chose to.
right.
But I never go to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it seems really cool, man. I want to build up a badass fucking like village of houses and stuff. You know, I really like the concept of the game. So we'll see. I mean, Grounded 2 could just be absolutely amazing. Yeah. And that's...
for anybody who didn't know, that IDOS Montreal is also helping with this game too.
Oh yeah.
Some people were caught off guard today, but that was announced during the showcase.
All right, this next one I can unmute. It is No Sleep for Kaname Date from AI, Somnomium Files for Switch 1 and 2, as well as for PC this Friday for $39.99.
AI Somnomium Files are really good games. The first two are on Xbox.
Okay.
So I think this is not a mainline. Maybe. But if you like investigative, narrative, heavy games, these games are dope. Like, they're really good. They're RPG-ish.
Okay.
Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts. Dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man.
Hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No Sleep for Kaname Date from the Somnium Files launches on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I guess they just go with
July
I,
25th.
not AI. Okay.
I guess. I.
Spike chunks off.
Right. This next one is Wild Hearts S for Switch 2 this Friday at $49.99.
Wild Hearts.
We can't figure this out. They were ending support for Wild Hearts. Like, it didn't do well at all. EA, they were going to end support for this a year and a half ago.
And now they're coming out with the Switch version.
Nobody understands this.
To your gauntlet.
What's that? A karakuri?
I guess they figured this will be almost like a Monster Hunter for the Switch.
This is definitely 20 frames, maybe.
Wait, did I skip it or something? It looked like it glitched out or
it's still
something.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but they already have Monster Hunter for the Switch.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but as an alternative, yeah, I could see.
That migration was only possible with the power of Karakuri.
I never played it. It's on EA Play right now on Xbox. So
Yeah.
Go play it. You got Game Pass. Steel did try it and liked it. Thought it was really good as a Monster Hunter-esque clone because it brings some unique shit to it. But
Yeah.
the trap building is super dope. But again, they were going to end support. It never sold well. The big version was on sale for $6.99 on Xbox a year
So
ago.
is this the same game, just lesser graphics?
Switch version? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Good music.
It'll be interesting to see how this does on the Switch.
I don't think it'll do very well. I mean, are you gonna bring Monster Hunter fans away from Monster Hunter to play that? I don't know.
Probably not.
And I mean, a lot of third-party games aren't doing well on the Switch anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the thing that we were going to learn.
This next one is Primal Planet, coming to PC this Monday for $24.99.
Okay.
That looks pretty cool.
Is it a Metroidvania or no?
Yep.
Is it a survival? Is it a Metroidvania?
Kind of reminds me of like Joe and Mac.
Kind of. I really hope Xbox does the hybrid thing, man, and I hope the console-only players get to experience what's on Steam, bro. There's so many games. Like, people are gonna have their minds blown about what you can get. Like, it's nuts. Yeah, this is like a Metroidvania.
This is the type of game that's perfect on a handheld.
Yeah. I like the colors.
I just like we got dinosaurs. Again, we don't do enough dinosaur games.
Yeah.
Run, motherfucker, run!
There's one part of this trailer that gets really weird, which I'm assuming that's part of the lore behind it, but we'll see soon.
Get your whole family together. Oh yeah, look at that. We got aliens.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Rawr. Rawr.
Just wait. I picked the right trailer. Yep, here we go.
Oh.
Stargate.
Yep. Okay. Cool shit.
It looks like they were being sacrificed to the aliens at Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the Dinovania. Okay, so it is definitely a
Call my interest peaked. How do you say this one, Fuzzy?
Monogatari, Fia and the Wondrous Academy. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. Coming to PS4 and PS5 and Switch this Tuesday for $49.99. I picked this trailer because it at least shows gameplay, because the other one made it look more like it was an anime, and I want to mislead people. Although this still kind of has an anime look to it, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
A little less than the other one did.
More
The other one
dungeons
was
for
starting to look
school
like
assignments
Persona or something.
Mav, school assignments.
Yay.
Another Easter game with school.
Why is that in so many Eastern games that you...
It's popular. School is very popular in these.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Education
school.
is massive part. Education is a massive part of the culture.
Oh, my daughter starts high school in like 2 weeks, man.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You serious?
Yeah, she's going into 9th grade, bro. Be a freshman.
It's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
On flies.
We have been here for 5 years.
Yep.
This is nuts. Kids remind you.
This next trailer is really short. It's Orcs Must Die Death Trap, coming finally to PS5 this Tuesday for $29.99.
Oh, you mean it? You mean it skipped PlayStation? Oh,
Yeah.
how? Like, I guess they're not popular enough. PlayStation isn't popular enough for them to put the game on the console. Blah 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 blah.
We know what situations are.
I think it's been everywhere, including Switch. Prior.
Well, there's not enough PlayStations out there to justify them putting that game on there.
Oh, here comes the Tales of the Shire.
Yeah, Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game coming to PS5, Series X and S, Switch, PC, and
no
mobile.
combat.
Possibilities for curious hobbies. And every
And
You
it's
just want to live your life as a
$34.
hobbit, right? Yeah, that's all it is.
and discover.
Sorry, Fuzz. I keep jumping on you. How much?
$34.99.
With the
Well,
passage of
not too
time,
bad of a price.
the land
Except for if you're on mobile. I couldn't get a confirmed price on mobile. It just said pre-order.
cherish. into your garden.
So you just build your
and bring
shire?
life to the land.
Yeah, it's a Hobbit's life. Yeah, that's all it is.
Find
It's a Hobbit's
joy
life.
in shaping a home that feels just right.
Why do I feel like Psycho would love this game?
Think so?
Explore,
Yeah.
trade,
More
and
3-bit.
Celebrate the small joys that make each day special. On July 29th, the wait
Doesn't look too
is
shabby.
over. Your Hobbit life begins.
Oh, it's got fishing,
Cozy
10 out of
games.
10. Automatic.
Yep.
Is yours to share. And no matter the season, hobbits will always have.
There's
time
Rare
for
Studios.
friendship,
Outside look.
and of course, food. Lots and lots of food.
It's the new greenhouse.
Yeah, right?
Welcome
Hey,
home.
Everwild could have been one of these cozy games.
Could have been. Totally could have been.
Tales of the Shire.
Could have been
and the
collecting
Lord of the
animals,
Rings game. Coming
healing the
July
earth.
29th.
Right, this last one is Wargroove 2
Yep.
coming to iOS and Android this Wednesday for $7.99 for a mobile
Nice.
game.
It's on mobile. Yeah, this was on Game Pass for a bit, I think, for a while. It's been on the consoles. Good game.
Yeah.
Good tactics turn-based.
Yeah, this looks pretty rad.
Yeah, they are. They're very good games. They're not easy either. They're
Yeah.
challenging as shit.
Are you afraid?
I think I played some of this.
So easily.
Because it was on Game Pass. I'm sure you tried.
Yeah.
You can be on mobile and still play against
Oh,
console
that's
players.
cool.
Turn-based, so yeah, there's no advantage really. So it makes sense.
Here I come.
Get into the groove. The War Groove 2 Pocket Edition. All right.
That's it for this week.
Well, Fuzzy, overall,
Too shabby.
yeah. I mean, what was the highlight you guys think? Wuchang, probably. Mario
Wuchang,
Party Jamboree for the Switch 2
Yeah.
upgrade.
Killing Floor I think will
Killing
be
Floor.
up there as well.
King Floor is cool shit. Yeah.
Grounded 2, like it's going to be a decent week for those that may not feel like the biggest AAA week, but I mean, aside from like for Nintendo, I guess the Mario Party, I guess that's your AAA for Nintendo. But
Yeah, after watching this, I think the one I'm most interested in is that Primal Planet.
yeah,
There you go. Yep. It's a good one too.
Yeah,
If it wasn't
Yeah.
Metroidvania, I would say for sure. But it's a Metroid.
yeah. Well, that was it for
Like-
tidbits.
that they had, like that they had aliens and dinosaurs in the same game.
Oh yeah.
The concept is totally cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Now all we need is Bigfoot.
Maybe it's in there.
yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. Well, that was it for tidbits. Thanks, Fuzzy Belvedere, for doing that as always, bro. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Hey, here's something. If you guys want to see some shenanigans, you want to see what my wife is like after a few drinks, go check out our new channel called Sup Babe Network over there on YouTube with me and Kate, and we're doing some vlogs and stuff. I just posted last night vlog part 2 of our date night. Second half of it is a little interesting, so you might want to check that out. But yeah, that's over there on YouTube with our new channel. Yeah, check it out if you're interested in anything other than gaming and just want to see some lifestyle shit. Appreciate it, guys. But hey, Pong, it's been fun this week, man. We had some fun news to get through. Not a lot to rant about or complain about or anything, but you know what I mean. Some fun games out there and some fun games to play. What do you have going on this week, sir? Where can people find you?
Everybody, it was great to be here. Chat, you're all freaking amazing for showing up in each and every week, and not just our show, but all the other shows. So thank you all for being here and coming back around on a Thursday night to watch the super duper fun speculation family special Thursday night ultimate FSP collab. Let's go, everybody. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Thank you. And of course, Mav and Fuzz, is great to talk to you, brothers, as it is always, even on the slow weeks of news. But some exciting stuff. Again, Battlefield 6 has my juices flowing this week. Pause. But anyways, you guys know how to find me, Pong Soul, everywhere. Follow me, I'll follow you back. Otherwise, Saturday morning, it's going to be living split screen as of right now. God willing, Steel and I will be live, raw, and uncut. And like I said, you will hear a lot of Wuchang Fallen Feathers talk from him for sure as we dive into our gaming. But Saturday mornings, it's living split screen, 3+ hours. Buckle up, get ready. I'll take you from your morning to your afternoon to your evening, depending on where you are in the world. Steel and I get rolling 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, live, raw, and uncut. So buckle up and get ready. And then, of course, Sundays, we are back on the Shop Podcast. PTK Blam, this dude right here, Fuzzy Belvedere, and myself. And normally we have a guest or two, although last week it was just the three amigos holding it down. But Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Central Time. Did I get that right, Fuzz? This is 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. That's right. On Sunday night, perfect timing for me. It is great to get back on the Shop Podcast with PTK Blam and Fuzzy. So join us there on Sunday night. Otherwise, plenty to play, everybody, no matter what. And again, I'm not even playing current shit right now. Maybe you'll be surprised that I'll be playing something. I'll talk a little Wuchang. I'll try it out probably before Saturday's show. But whatever you're playing, it's the golden age of gaming, people. So get out there, play what you love what you play. Have a great Friday. Have a great start to your weekend, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Matt, get us out of here, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Shout out to KY Bob. Sorry, I had missed your $5 super chat. Thanks for pointing it out because I hate missing those. If I ever do, please let me know. But shout out to you. Earlier, you had said with the $5, said, mark my words, Helldivers 2 sells more on Xbox than it did on PlayStation. That type of game is more in line with the Xbox community. We'll see. I mean, it did gangbusters on PC. I don't know how many copies it sold on PlayStation overall, but I think it'll do pretty damn well on Xbox as well also. So yeah, I don't know if it'll sell more or not, but maybe be close. That game is definitely an Xboxy kind of game. So multiplayer, co-op, shooter experience.
I hope it does extremely well.
I hope it does too, man.
That team deserved it, man. And that game is great. It really is a fun ass time.
Yeah.
So
everybody buy it. It's fantastic. If you haven't had a way to play it, you haven't got it before, it's just an absolutely awesome game. Fuzzy Belvedere, where can everybody find your rambles and rants, sir?
As always love doing this with you guys. So glad we got the band back together. Always love talking about games and hanging out with you guys and interact with everybody in the chat. You can always find me on social media. Just do a search for Fuzzy Belvedere. Other than that, find me on Breakfast Boom 10 a.m. tomorrow, on Double Barrel Gaming, and Shop Podcast Sunday. Taking a little bit of break for Pixelated Echoes for a little bit, but that look forward to seeing everybody right back here, same time, same place, next Thursday evening. To see you guys there for some more gaming news and tidbits.
Right on, man. Thank you as always as well, Fuzzy Belvedere. Chat, you guys rock. We'll see y'all next week for Fun Speculation Podcast Ultimate in the PM, whatever it is, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. Peace. Later. Bye.